Okay, this is going to be a quick video, just me talking about TPs and FJs on pretty much FE extroverted feeling mirroring. So what I found about TPs and FJs is that no matter if it's a subjectively healthy or unhealthy relationship with another human being or just anything in general, if there's any type of FI attachment to it, that FJ and TP type will generally stick to it and generally mirror the self-image or the images they see in it or that they get from it. And that image can be a value, it can be a person, it can be a place or a thing. And I've noticed with a lot of TPs and FJs is that since they're introverted feeling FIs and they're unconscious, that they don't really understand how to use that function. So they go to people, places, or things that exert a FI or introverted feeling aspect to it, and they'll kind of follow it or mirror it in some shape or form. And when you get that, you kind of get a reflective response from those people who kind of mirror those. And sorry, I kind of have a stuffed nose right now, but also I'm recording in the warehouse if I didn't say that right now, or recording at work. But anyways, I've noticed with my INTP coworker that is not here today, is that when he's with a negative group of crowd, he can be negative towards other people. And when he's with like a positive or optimistic type of crowd or people, or maybe like a one person or two person, then the conversation's generally really positive. It's the conversations we've had with each other have been really optimistic and positive. With speaking of me and my INTP coworker, I've noticed with my INTP cousin, she's a INTP, is that there's this guy who just gives her a bunch of negative crap a lot, and when we talk to each other, I've noticed every time she's spoken with him, at least recently, and then her and I talk, I tend to get interrupted a lot by her extroverted thinking and extroverted sensing pairing. And she doesn't know that she's mirroring the attitude of that person, which I think he's definitely a FI type, I think. If so, he's either ISFP or he's some type of concrete FI user, but he's really immature, and from what she's been telling me, and I don't really know that much about him really, other than what that INTP tells me, what she tells me. But every time when her and I just talk without him previously being in one of her conversations, it's just generally a heartwarming or just a pleasant conversation happened with her. And then going from TPs to FJs, like I was just talking about two INTPs, my INTP coworker and INTP cousin. So FJs. So I got two FJs, or I can go over more FJs, but yeah, I might do that since I have time because I'm on my break right now. If I have an INFJ friend, he's generally pessimistic a lot, and obviously him being an INFJ, he generally does what he wants and generally doesn't really consider what other people want, or if he does, he doesn't really go with their decisions. He goes with his decisions usually, and sometimes he can base a lot of his decisions based off of mood. He's done that a lot, and that's basically what he's received with this extroverted feeling from his upbringing, like how he grew up and all of that stuff. And it just it tends to be irritating sometimes to hang out with them sometimes, because sometimes I just get these negative connotations from him sometimes, just when I'm talking to him. And it's just this introverted feeling critic just being like, well, I deserve this and I deserve that. And that's kind of from, extroverted intuition as well. Well, his extroverted intuition is fist slapping, really just not really knowing what people are intending to do, or just like jumping to conclusions really fast about what other people might do and stuff like that. So sometimes it can be hard for him to talk to me about certain things. Like, I had to open up first, which I don't mind doing that at all. And he'll open up about more about his personal life and stuff like that too. It's really cool when we have conversations like that, because besides maybe my other friend, I'm probably the most calm person he's ever been with in terms of friends. But moving on from that, FJ, I have this ESTP coworker, ex-coworker. I used to work with him when I was at this other job, but that ESTP coworker, he used to mirror a lot of the behavior of others, especially because he used to be part of a gang, and he was almost about to join another gang, but he got, I guess, quote unquote, saved. Because I guess cops showed up at a certain point of his inauguration or something like that. But anyways, he used to be just part of these cultures or these gangs of people who would steal stuff for certain people. And that's because his FE, or his extroverted feeling, was attached to those people. And generally speaking, for TPs and FJs, is that FI and introverted feeling is in our unconscious, so we don't really know how to use it. So we just attach ourselves to something to either make that ourselves as who we are, or to better help us understand who we are. Because I can tell you from my standpoint is that I try to attach myself with people who kind of have a grasp of their introverted feeling, whether it be in the first slot or the last slot, or any other slot. Like, I love talking to my INTPs. I love talking to my INFJs when they want to talk to me. Same thing goes for INTJs. Like, it's if they want to talk to you. It's like investment. And like, for an INTP standpoint, or at least my standpoint, is that I don't mind talking to anyone, really. That's my other the other FJ I wanted to talk about, because I've just been talking about mostly abstract personality types in terms of the TPs and FJs, extroverted feeling, attachment, mirroring, which would be the NTPs and the NFJs. But I did talk about my ESTP ex-coworker. He was a friend. I think we were going to be friends, but I pretty much left them because I couldn't meet his needs. So we haven't talked for about a few months now, but I'm just getting myself back up in terms of financial situation. I know I still have some bills to pay, just like one or two bills. But anyways, last topic, or not last topic, but last friend, ISFJ. So she's struggling with just leaving a friend, and my INTP cousin has that problem too. It's that SI attachment it's the SI introverted sensing attachment with the struggle to know thyself, introverted feeling, or FI. And there seems to be a way of just trying to lose that attachment, because there's been so many great memories, but so many not so great memories as well. And I can tell you, INTPs and ISFJs tend to not leave toxic relationships when it's actually time to. They just end up hurting themselves and people around them. Especially, actually, I don't know if it's more of people around them or themselves, because people around them want to invest themselves into those INTPs and ISFJs, but if they don't want to move, then they're wasting their time and their energy and their resources on you, which you don't want to move. And it's kind of frustrating on the outside. I can tell you that from my INTP standpoint, from my cousin. I'm generally getting frustrated because she's had a few opportunities to leave, but there's like some SI attachment still there. And part of that could just be some things that she's not telling me, but I mean, I wouldn't know that, but I think she's telling me pretty much everything. I can tell you that my ISFJ friend hasn't reached out to me that much, really, which I kind of find either like I'm kind of stuck on the concerning side or the kind of cool side, because I wonder if she's like doing her own thing or making her own decisions, because ISFJ's introverted intuition is it's not weak, but most of them just don't understand how to use it, and that's why a lot of people don't want them, so to say. Much as INTP is kind of searching for meaning, and whatever it is they're trying to find meaning into. And if you keep attaching yourself to just stuff you don't understand, you're trying to understand, or it's just not enough effort or something like that, people are not going to want to be around you, or they're not going to find you attractive, or they'll just leave you alone. And then you're going to wonder why people don't want to spend time with you. It's kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy, and it's kind of sad when you see someone you love that's going through that, and you know how to get them out of it, but it's up to their introverted intuition, And from an outside standpoint, which they don't know about, is that from an INTP standpoint and an ISFJ standpoint, is that if they can't solve that problem, they kind of see themselves as useless. So it's like, if that INTP is having trouble and this INTP is trying to help them, but they're not going to make it or make the decision to help themselves, then the first INTP is going to blame themselves. And the same thing for the ISFJ, which is kind of funny. So when you hold yourself back, TPs and FJs like that, you run the lives of people around you that you care about. Just remember that. You run their lives because they want to care about you, because maybe you're putting more time into them, but they're not putting in time to you, but they want to put in time to you, but maybe they don't. Most of the time, they don't understand how to love you, because they love you in their own ways, but they don't know how to love the personality type, or your personal personality type. They don't know how to love that. You got to teach them how to do that. And if you had to be hard, you had to be hard on them. Very brutally honest, because the real ones will stick with you to the end. But that's pretty much all I got to say for right now. Because it's pretty much like the end of my break. So maybe I'll make another video soon or something about this, like TPs and FJs or something like that. But yeah.